Hi, everyone. This is Raquel.
Hi, and this is Jennifer.
Welcome to Madness Cafe.
This is a feminist podcast where we talk about women's issues, politics, and health and wellness.
And where those issues intersect. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Madness Cafe. And today, it's me and Jennifer. And this is going to be our holiday episode because this is going to air right before Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving Day.
Yes, on Thanksgiving Day. I just want to start out by saying Jennifer and I, yes, Jennifer, I'm sorry, I'm going to take a moment and speak for both of us. That was, didn't tell you I was going to do this. Jennifer and I are so thankful and grateful for all of the support that we get from all of you who listen to the show, who watch on YouTube, who comment, who share with their friends and loved ones. And thankful and grateful don't even feel like big enough words, but we truly adore all of you. Thank you so much for being part of this community.
Well said. You can speak
you.
for me anytime. Well, maybe not anytime.
Not anytime. But yeah, so having said all that, Jennifer and I are going to talk about the holidays and kind of a whole smattering of stuff about the holidays, like what we're thankful for, traditions, if we have them, if we don't, if they've changed. Yeah, all kinds of stuff having to do with the holidays. Jennifer, I want to take the opportunity to throw out the first question, if you don't mind.
No,
it's not. No.
Dun,
But
dun,
I think
dun, dun.
That's awesome. But I think that people might be wondering, because people know that your mom passed earlier this year. And I think people might be wondering, how are you? How are you and your daughters? And how are y'all approaching the holidays this year?
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're okay.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, yesterday Gabby was getting ready for school and she was talking to me, and somehow something about my mom came up, and I said, "I miss Grandma." And she said, "I miss Grandma too, but stop it. I gotta go to school." Little tears.
Yeah.
It ebbs and it flows, and I feel we have been really working hard, because it's hard work, on feeling our feelings, feeling our grief, letting our grief be there. And so some days they're really nice, and other days are like it was weird because Halloween happened a week or so ago. Halloween is the day that I tricked my mom into coming to stay with us when she had Alzheimer's. I stole her from her home, and I didn't really think about it. And then all of a sudden we do this party every year. We're getting ready. I was making the fire, and I was like, "Oh shit. This is my first Halloween without my mom."
Wow.
And I was like, "Okay. Okay." It was okay. I just kind of acknowledged it. And the beautiful thing about social media, or one of the beautiful things, is all the pictures from the years past came, and the pictures of my kids and their costumes and all the years and all their friends. And one of my favorite things that I saw this year was my mom dressed up in her hot dog costume.
I love that picture.
I dressed her up as a hot dog and myself as a mustard and my dog as a ketchup.
I love that picture.
And it was really hard to get that costume on my mom because she has Alzheimer's, and she didn't really want that costume on her. And I think, okay, if she's in heaven now, is she up there going, "Why the hell did you smash me into that costume?" My mom was carrying her little baby doll, and we were outside almost that whole evening passing out full-size candy bars. Then my mom went inside the year after, which was last year. She was still with us, but she never went outside. I couldn't even get her out of the house. The older kids, Gabby and her friends, they were watching horror movies on the couch, and my mom just jumped on the couch with them, and she was sitting there eating candy out of their candy baskets and just eating candy, not really watching anything, but
Mhm.
just being with the kids.
Yeah.
And so, like, the years of Alzheimer's and the stages that we went through, my mom didn't leave the house at all last year. She didn't even walk out the
Mm,
door. Her world, in many ways, just got smaller and smaller and smaller
mhm,
till really she was only just in like a room.
mhm,
I am very aware that my mom is not here. Last year at this time was really hard because I thought my mom was dying last year at this time.
right.
And she was. She died in February. It's like there's some bittersweet stuff. I am a big bah humbug, like a big bah humbug. I don't want anything to do with presents and any of
Mhm,
that. But I started that last year. Last year I was like, I'm not, I don't have the bandwidth to buy a
mhm,
present for a single person.
right.
And I want to continue that this year, which I'm sure we'll talk about. So yeah, like I'm very, very, very aware that my mom is not with us.
Mhm,
And the holidays are just holidays.
yeah,
They're family events, so I'm keenly aware of it, but it's no different than any other day, really,
cool.
I think.
That's a really no, that I think that's a really healthy way to think about it.
I think. I think that's how it feels.
Well, and that might change
Right.
later today. It might change in 20 minutes. It may not change ever,
Yeah.
you know?
Several years ago, I decided that we should, as our family, everyone
Mhm.
do what they want to do, but our family, I decided no more Thanksgiving. I think we talked about it on our
Yep.
first Thanksgiving episode, and I said,
Mhm.
no more Thanksgiving. I'm done with this colonizers holiday.
Yep.
And it seems like ever since then, we've done Thanksgiving, like really done it. Last year, we went to my niece's house, we
Mhm.
celebrated. This year, I have news. My dad has been re-diagnosed with cancer and he is staying
I'm
home for
sorry.
a major surgery. He usually goes south. So he's staying home. So I decided, well, I guess I'm going to have family dinner. I'm not calling it Thanksgiving, although I
Good for
think we
you.
have a lot to be thankful for and grateful for.
Mhm.
Family dinner. We're having family dinner on Thanksgiving Day.
Maybe you could just call it thankful dinner.
Thankful dinner. Yeah.
And you
So,
just talk about what you're thankful for instead of like celebrating colonization.
yeah, I mean, it's a really like decolonizing ourselves, which is a topic that has come up again and again and again and again on my Instagram page, and I'm sure on your Instagram page and
Mhm.
people
Mhm.
that we're following.
Yeah.
I'm not even good at it. Like, I'm just starting to learn
Yeah.
how much we've been colonized, all of
Yeah.
us, and
Yeah. Same. Same.
how much it's our internal, and all of our holidays are capitalistic to begin with. Who are we supporting with these holidays? All this money,
Exactly.
money, money. Like,
Right?
there's some for you, there's some for you, there's some for you, and there's a big credit card bill for me.
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
yeah. Did
It's a
that
lot.
answer that question?
It did. It did. It did. Thank you. Thank you. I know I hit you with a like pretty deep question going in, but I mean, I was curious. I know other people were probably thinking of it, and I just thought, you know what? We'll just go ahead and we'll just start with that, and there you go.
Well, people often remark on the first. This is
Mhm.
my first Halloween without my mom. This
Right.
is my first Thanksgiving without my mom. This is my first Christmas. It'll be the first New Year's. And then before we know it, we'll be in February and it
Mhm.
will be the first anniversary of her passing. I
Yeah.
am keenly aware of those things. And last year at this time, I knew she was dying.
Right.
So I'm keenly aware of that. And we talk a lot about embodiment.
Mhm.
My body hurts. My
I'm
body
sorry.
physically hurts. I have been getting massage. I've been going to the chiropractor. I've really laid off the running. I've given up all marathon goals for right now again. My body physically hurts, and I think that's grief. I think it's the
Mhm,
grief that ebbs, and it's partially grief, and I just keep trying to, like, shake it out, feel it, be with it. I cry, and the whole embodiment thing is it's real.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm. Well, I'm glad you're doing the work, and I'm glad you're
trying.
yeah, I mean, you're not just, like, stuffing it down, or shoving it away, you're actually trying to be with it and address it.
Some days I don't actually even think about it. There are
That's
days that pass and
yeah.
I don't even think about it. And then other days it hits me. I talk about Kara Batar's Kundalini class a lot.
Mhm,
The last class I was doing with her, at the end, we were doing this bowing exercise. We're bowing, and the exercise was to bow to ourselves, to like honor ourselves, to honor our body. And I was into it. I'm like bowing to myself. And then I was overcome by this grief about my mother. It just hit me. And I was overcome by her death date and how I really felt like I didn't handle it very well. And I said, "Mom, I apologize. I'm really sorry I didn't do it as well as I wanted to do it." I'm saying this as I'm doing Kundalini and I'm doing my
mhm,
bows. And then I was like, "Mom, I bow to you. You gave me birth. I'm bowing to you. I honor you." And I could almost feel like bowing to her feet. Like, we had our issues. Every mom and daughter, they do, right? We had
mhm,
our
mhm,
issues.
mhm.
And I've been mad at her. And I did some stupid shit while I was taking care of her. And I did some of the best shit I ever did while I was taking care of her. And I was just like, I bow to you, mom. You gave me life. The mother is the oracle. They give us life.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I bow to that. I just
Wow.
I bowed to it and I bowed to it. And of course, then I had a little cry. And then I felt some relief. And, I know people are going to hear that and they're going to be like, that's kind of weird, some mojo hojo stuff. But every
Eh,
time something like that happens for me, I feel this relief. I feel a little bit lighter. I feel like my mom and I connected and that she heard my sorrow for not handling that as well as I wish that I had handled it.
right.
And I know that's my mom. My mom would be saying, "You did all right. It's okay. I love you. I forgive you. It's all good." I know my mom would be saying that. My mom is in my
Yeah,
corner, right?
of course,
Yeah. But I
of course.
still I still had wished I handled it differently.
Mm,
Yeah. I was a mess. I was like I was losing my fucking mind. And then my niece and I both went to take a shower at the same time. And when we came out of the shower, my mom had died while we were gone. We were both in the shower. And so that was like, that is not what I pictured. That's not what I wanted.
well, and maybe that's what she wanted,
That's what people say.
and maybe over time, you can forgive yourself and let yourself off the hook.
That's what I was apologizing to my mother for not. Maybe I was also apologizing to myself for not doing it
Yeah,
quite the way I wanted to.
yeah.
I had all kinds of death fantasies, Raquel. Over the months, there were several times where her breathing wasn't good or she would go days without eating and I'd be like, "Okay, this is the day she's going to die today." And she was in a hospital bed and I would push all of the couch up so it was laying next to her and I'd lay on it and I'd hold her hand and I'd be sleeping and I'd be holding her hand because in my fantasy head I wanted to hold my mom's hand as she was dying,
Oh,
right? That's what I wanted. That was my idea.
yeah.
So I spent many a night doing that,
Mm,
like
yeah.
many a night. And then my mom dies when I'm in the shower.
Well,
And
sometimes
then
it
I think
happens that way.
And then I think at least I was clean. So like when all the people came and all the stuff showed up, I was clean. I looked good. I didn't look like I hadn't had a shower in 5 days. So that was nice.
Well, there you go.
Right. I'm
Yeah,
thankful for that.
good, good.
Yeah, I said a lot more than I meant to about this.
That's a-okay. And we have said many times, this podcast is our therapy.
Yeah, I've had a lot of therapy. So what was I gonna say? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do for Thanksgiving or family dinner or family thanks dinner or what are you gonna do this year?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this year, my friend Janice is gonna come
Yay,
over. She's get
Janice.
Yup. So I think it's either gonna be here or at her place. I have no idea because there's been things going on with her condo and stuff. So I don't know where it's gonna be. If it's here, that's cool. If it's there, that's cool too. Whatever. And it's totally chill. Like we've done Thanksgiving together before. And she wants to do like a big old turkey. And I'm like, you do you, mama. Go right ahead. And then we'll each bring something else, right? Like, I'll make a couple of sides and she'll do some sides and it'll just be totally chill. Drinking wine, drinking bourbon, eating food, like it's an all day affair. Like just chilling, watching movies. It's like pretty much our weekly dinner any other day or any other week, but there's a turkey. And it's an all day thing. And neither one of us has to worry about, oh crap, the next day I gotta go to work.
Yeah.
It's literally just like chill, relax. The pressure and the obligations that can come with all of these holidays, like all of that it just goes away because of the industry that she works in. She's the director of a wine program at a really awesome restaurant here in Atlanta. And because of that industry, Thanksgiving isn't like she doesn't get a whole lot of time for Thanksgiving, right? And so not a lot of time for her to go home. So she's like, I just stay in town and my family doesn't really do the holidays anymore or and haven't for decades. It's just one of those things where we're like, okay, why don't we just hang out together and we'll just have food and we'll drink and we'll eat yummy food and she loves to cook, I love to cook, and then there you go. It's becoming a new tradition for me because there have been other Thanksgivings where like I would go have Thanksgiving at a friend's house. There's one friend of mine who it used to be that she would have like anybody who didn't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving would come to her house, right? And she always called it Orphan Thanksgiving, which was super cool because it was like, that's cool. I get to eat some yummy food and I'm not like, there's no pressure. Like, if you want to come, that's cool. If you don't, that's cool too. And then if you come, you just eat, you hang out, everybody's chill. It's not like this big pressurized whatever, right? And okay, this is a funny story. So there's one year I was talking to my mom, this is years ago, and my mom's like, well, baby, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Because this was back when I literally couldn't even afford to go home, regardless of the fact that my family doesn't really give two shits about the holidays anymore. I just couldn't go. Oh, so thankful that my friend had invited me to be part of this orphan Thanksgiving. And so I was telling my mom, yeah, I was like, yeah, my friend does, orphan Thanksgiving, blah, blah, blah. My mom is so cute. She goes, well, baby, that's so sweet that your friend invites all the orphans. That's so sweet. You're going to spend Thanksgiving with orphans. And I was like,
Your
not
mom's picturing
actual orphans.
your mom's picturing all these little kids and you doing some
Right, right.
it's cute. That's so
And I
cute.
was like, I was like, Mom, it's not like actual orphans. It's just people who don't have anywhere to go on Thanksgiving. And
It's
my mom and I
only
just laughed about that for ages. Thanksgiving has changed for me like over time, and I'm okay with that. Right?
yeah,
Because
me too.
there were so many years where I was so sad because I couldn't afford to go home, and I got so, like, mired in the hallmark moments of it all, and the capitalism of it all, and the
I get it.
commercialization of it all, and, like, all
Yep.
that. I was like, "Ah, my life doesn't look like a Hallmark movie. Ah." And I literally would sit there and, like, cry my little pity tears and blah. I was like, this is stupid. It's just another day. And then I started like, I'll make myself a nice dinner or, whatever. And then it just over the years, like different things kind of crop up and I'm like, you know what? Yes, it's a holiday and it's generally like a family day, but there's family is what you make it, right? It's
Agreed.
not just the people that are blood related to you. I've been saying this forever. I think my mom even used to say this when I was a kid, but the people that you care about are your family too.
Mhm.
Chosen family is a real and solid thing. I concentrate on that. Or say, like, if all my people are out of town or I don't know, busy or they whatever, then I'm like, that's cool too. I'll make myself a nice dinner. I still know people love me. Just because we can't all be together doesn't mean I don't have love. The kind of self pity part of it has lessened greatly over the years.
Good.
So it's just like, you know what? It's another day. And yes, it's a great day to acknowledge things that I'm thankful for and grateful for. But you know what? Do that the rest of the year too.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, because of my dad's surgery, he and his girlfriend Sandy are staying home,
Mhm.
and I thought, well, shit, I should have a family dinner then. And I invited a lot of people. I think I invited 26 people total, which I never could fit in my house. So, fortunately, some of those people cannot make it. But my love Matthew is coming, and it's the first time he'll meet the family. I'm kind of hoping that I can sit him next to my dad so that they will have time to get to know each other a little bit. My
That's
dad's
awesome.
voice is not very strong. Almost every time I see him, his voice has less and less power. The surgery that they're going to do, they're going to remove his voice box. He won't have any voice at all. He's excited about the surgery in the fact that my dad wants to live, and my dad
Okay.
is a fighter. He will live.
Mm.
They
He's
will
a
teach
very
him.
exuberant man,
He is.
very full of life, your dad.
Yeah. They told him they will teach him to speak again. They don't have those voice boxes like they used to have. Remember when they used to
Oh,
go,
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not like that anymore. It's a little
Huh.
the technology has come further, and he will be able to talk. They told him his voice will most likely be stronger than it is now, but he'll have to learn
Oh.
to speak again. And they also told him that it is possible that they will be able to reconstruct his throat in the surgery, and he may be able to eat again. My dad has been on a feeding tube for the last 5 years, so he
Mhm.
hasn't had any kind of. Every once in a while, he sneaks a little tequila or a little beer down his feeding tube, but he hasn't had. He does. It's been fun. He hasn't had any real food in, I think it's 5 years, and, one of the things after we met with the doctor, he was still kind of a little glum, but then within a few, like 20 minutes, he was like, "I might be able to have ice cream." And then
Nice.
he was like, "I could eat fudge." And my grandma, his mom, made fudge for everybody for Christmas every year. And I told him, I was like, "If you can eat again, I will make grandma's fudge this year. I know the secret recipe." Yeah.
Nice.
Yes, and I've made it before. I stopped making it a while back because it's really sugary and it's not so great for us. It is freaking delicious. And I told him, if he can eat this Christmas, I'm making grandma's fudge.
That is so great. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it out there into the universe.
Yeah.
Grandma's fudge is going to make an appearance at Christmas, and your dad is going to be able to eat it. Even if it's a daddy little taste, your dad's going to be able to eat some grandma's fudge on Christmas.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
doctors told him to stay as active as possible before the surgery, and they want him to put on weight, which is something our family's never been asked to do. So so he has to put on weight before the surgery. So my dad has been he and Sandy have been going out dancing almost every night since they found out.
Nice.
They're living it up the best they can. They're cutting firewood. She's putting cookies in his. She is so good. Sandy, thank. I cannot. You want to know what I'm thankful for? I'm thankful for you, Sandy, because
Oh,
you have loved my dad so well. Loved him so well. You take such good care of him. I think I'm gonna cry because she takes Like, if it's somebody's birthday, she blends it up in the blender and she puts it through his feeding tube so that even though it's not going in his mouth, that my dad can have birthday cake. And
Oh,
maybe he doesn't taste it, but he kinda tastes it. You know what I mean?
and yeah, and he knows I had a little bit of
Yeah.
birthday cake.
So she's like putting cookies in his thing every day now. She's putting fatty food he hasn't had for a while. That woman, she does all the vegetables, all that. She could just pour a smoothie down it. They make those things, but no, she cooks for him and she purees that stuff up and she makes sure he has real food.
Wow,
That is love.
that is totally love.
Yeah, I am
Wow.
thankful for that. I'm not
You
just
know what?
showing my boobs. I'm
Yeah.
being thankful.
You know what? I haven't met Sandy. I don't think I've met your dad either, but you know what? I am grateful that your dad has Sandy and that Sandy has the ability to love someone so well. I'm thankful for that. Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that's amazing. I love that.
yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty cool.
that's very cool.
So he will have his surgery. It's December 1st, so it's between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And
Mhm.
hopefully, I'll be making fudge.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it.
I also keep teasing him that his voice is going to be strong. And if it is,
Fingers crossed.
we're having him on the podcast. He says he
I
can't do it right now,
No,
which I
no, no, I
totally
get that.
get.
Yeah. I have wanted to have your dad on the podcast always.
Me too.
Oh, okay.
Me too.
I'm putting that into the universe too.
I told them I met them a couple nights ago. My little brother Matt and his son were close to town playing hockey, and I went over just to chat with them before the game. Big sports fan that I am. As soon as that, what is it, a hockey puck
Uh-huh.
went on the ice, I was out of there.
What is it? That thing? That
Yeah,
black thing that they hit?
yeah, that thing.
That thing that they hit with the sticks?
But I told him I'm putting it out in the universe that my vision is that he's on our podcast.
Love that so much.
Yeah.
Oh,
All I want
yes.
for Christmas is my dad on the podcast. My dad on the podcast. Don't you love it when I sing?
I do. I love it so much. It makes me smile.
All I
I
want
do. I
for
love it.
Christmas is my dad on the podcast. My
I
dad
love it.
on the podcast. It will be
Yay.
so cool.
Yay. And for people who are watching, they're seeing me do my little, like, Muppet dance along with you.
Shimmy, 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 shimmy.
Yes. Yeah, yeah.
What do you want for Christmas, Raquel?
Oh, what do I want for Christmas? You know what? I really don't let myself think about that in a lot of detail, which I know that sounds horrible. Partly, mostly because, like I said earlier, like my family hasn't done the holidays big in such a long time because we're all so spread out over the last several years. It's been really difficult for all of us to get together at the holidays financially. It just hasn't been a thing. So I've just gotten used to not really doing anything on Christmas. Every once in a while, friends will be like, "Hey, come spend Christmas with us." And I'll do the whole thing and I'll go and have dinner and what like stuff like that. And that's always super sweet. But I don't expect it ever because I feel like, well, I don't want to be like, "So, are you having me back?" Because I feel like that A, it's rude, and I feel like B, it's imposing. And I don't ever like, like when you're a little kid and you make your Christmas list. I don't do that because I don't want to be like, "Here's what I want for Christmas, so and so, buy me something off this." I don't want to. I don't want to do that because
Yeah,
I feel really uncomfortable doing that.
of
Plus,
course.
like throughout the year, hello, single woman, I'm used to just buying my own shit, so I just go buy it, right? Yeah, usually if I don't have anywhere to be, then I plan far ahead. Like I figure out what I'm gonna eat or cook or whatever. Even if it's just like fine, I can have a frozen pizza, whatever. But I'll get like a nice bottle of wine or whatever, and I'll make sure I've got like movies queued up that are not holiday movies because the last thing I need on Christmas is like all this Hallmark. This is the best thing ever. Everybody should give it their family if you're not your winner. Like I don't need that shit going through my head like on the actual day because it just floors me. In order to avoid being on the floor, I watch anything else. I'll watch funny movies or documentaries or whatever, but I'll watch anything but a Christmas movie on Christmas Day. Leading up to Christmas, like, yeah, like Charlie Brown Christmas, I'm all over it. A Christmas Story, all over it. I'll do the Christmas stories. I'll watch the stuff. Little Red Riding, or not Little Red Riding Hood.
I
Rudolph the
haven't
Red-Nosed
heard of
Reindeer. Like,
that one
I
for
know, right?
Christmas.
Like about red. No, I'm
Oh,
like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, I'll watch all those, the old
all the
timey ones from when,
claymation ones.
yeah, like from when we were
Yeah,
kids, right? Like I'll watch
yeah.
all those. Those are great because it's all the stuff about the island and misfit toys, and I'm like, okay,
Oh,
that's
I
awesome. I get,
love that one.
yeah,
That's my
I love that one.
favorite.
I love
That's
that one because
I belong on that island.
yeah, I do too. I'm like,
Yeah,
I belong on the island of misfit toys, and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
that all that stuff I did, and then there's like some things that are kind of traditions. Like there's a friend of mine who does. It's just for like our the women in our friend group, right? And every year it's gotten a little bit bigger, so you know more women keep getting brought into the circle. But it's our annual holiday brunch and gift exchange.
Oh, fun.
And you do the whole like thing where everybody draws a number and then you pick a gift and then you can either like the next person can either steal or take another gift or whatever, like that thing.
Yeah.
Everybody brings a gift under like 25 bucks. So it's affordable for everybody. And we all just have such a great time and there's plenty of great food and all kinds of stuff. And so that's kind of a tradition for me because I really do look forward to that every year. But then other than that, it's just if somebody invites me somewhere for Christmas, great. I don't make any promises though, because I'm like, if I wake up on Christmas and I'm like, I'm really just not in the mood to be around people, that I don't feel obligated. Like I'm like, thank you so much for the invite, but in my own head, I need to do my cocooning thing. So even if I know someone has invited me somewhere, I still plan so that if I get that wave of, oh, I can't do it, then I have what I need, right? Like I have something to make myself a nice dinner. I have something to be kind and gentle to myself, right?
Mhm, mhm. That's a
Um,
good plan.
yeah, well, I've had several years of working through this. Like the first time that I did it, I couldn't afford to go home at all. I could not. Um, in fact, I'm wondering if I even had a car at that point. May not have even had a car at that point. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna make myself a really, really nice dinner for Christmas. And I got one filet mignon
Ooh.
and I got some sweet potatoes. So I made myself a
Mm.
really nice like sweet potato mashed sweet potatoes with like walnuts and brown sugar on top. And
Oh,
like
yum.
so and then I had like green beans with like garlic and butter. So I made myself a really nice dinner and I was like, I I deserve to have a nice dinner on Christmas even if I'm not like with my family or another family. I can
Mhm.
still do this for me. And so that was the first time that I was like, I'm taking this back for me. Gosh, for many, 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 many years, there was another friend that I'm still good friends with. Like we've been friends, Jesus, since first semester freshman year of college. And he and his family would have me over. So it'd be like him and his mom and dad and at that time his wife and pets and all the things and so I would spend Christmas a lot of times with them too. The holidays change for me over time and I'm okay with that now because it's just one day or Thanksgiving and then Christmas are 2 days, but those are just it's just those days. I mean, regardless of whether I'm by myself or with other people, I have to remind myself that I'm still surrounded by love. I have people in my life who love me. Just because it doesn't look like the commercial holiday, it's okay.
Mhm.
I'm still good to me and I do something nice for myself. Yeah, that's Christmas for me. I didn't really answer the question of what do I want for Christmas.
That's okay.
Um,
I
you
forgot the
know,
question.
but I will say I do have a couple friends where we do try to give each other Christmas presents every year. Some years I can, some years I can't, whatever. For me, it's not so much like, oh, what gift do I want? Or it's just, I kind of just, if I can, I want to be surrounded by people I love and care for and love spending time with and that kind of thing. But if not, it's okay. I will know that those people are there in my heart. And if they're busy on that day, that's fine. That's not like, it's not a reflection on me. It's not, oh, we don't love Raquel anymore. It's, they have obligations or, they're traveling or whatever. And then, you know what? When the day is over, because it will be over, then it's back to normal. And I took a day, either I didn't let that day get me down, or if it did get me down, because you know what? I'm human. I didn't stay down and I didn't kick myself while I was down. And that's a huge growth point for me, I have to say.
Hmm. Yep. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then every once in a while I'm thinking, maybe I'll take a trip at Christmas. Maybe I'll take a trip at Thanksgiving. Maybe, or and I did take a trip at Thanksgiving one time, or I'll take a trip at New Year's, or whatever. And so I'm thinking about the holidays in a bigger way than I used to.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. What do you think about Christmas and capitalism?
Oh, that's tough because you know what? It just makes it so tough on it makes it tough on everybody, right? So, like, if you don't have money, you feel bad because you can't go and like spend, excuse me, you can't spend all the money. If you do have the money, then you do spend all the money and then you feel bad when you get your credit card bill. So it's
I think
like,
if you have a credit card bill, you don't actually have the money.
well, okay, yeah, good
You're
point,
just
good point.
anticipating that you're going to pay it back,
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, that totally makes sense. That
which
totally
is
makes sense.
what I did for years and
Yeah,
years and years. And that credit card stress is not pretty.
yeah, it is not. It is no joke. Just stop with the. Can we just stop with all of that? I mean, it's cool. Like, I like the whole idea of stuff's on sale because if you need something, you can get it cheap or at that time. Like, I like that. That's always
Right.
awesome.
Right.
But there's sales throughout the year, usually, hopefully. I don't know. I just wish that we could move away from the commercialization of it all and
Do
think
you want to
about
move back to putting Christ in Christmas?
God, no,
You
no,
probably shouldn't have said that out loud.
no.
You probably shouldn't have
I,
said that out loud.
girl, please. Are you kidding me? It's us. Yes, you should have said that out
Ah,
loud, and people were probably expecting it. But no, 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 no. If you are if you are a Christian and if Christmas to you means the birth of Jesus, fine. Do you celebrate that? But do you have to celebrate that by spending $700 on somebody for Christmas? No, you don't. No. That's my feeling. If people want to spend goo gobs money on each other, that's fine. Who am I to say what people can and can't do?
Christmas is another paradoxical quandary that we have
Mhm.
in our lives because Christmas, well, first of all, there was something way before Christmas that had to
Yep.
do with paganism, and I don't even
Mhm.
understand all that. I'm not going to speak to it because I'm not an expert.
Yeah, neither am I.
But then we had Christmas. It's the birth of Christ, but we have Santa Claus and we're supposed to spend money.
Yeah.
And I had young kids
Yeah.
and I really enjoyed being Santa Claus. That
Yeah.
was really fun. And I don't want to rob anybody from that fun and that
No,
joy.
no, no. Because I do love giving a gift.
Yeah.
Like
Giving a
I
gift
love
is
that. Yeah, it's
giving a
awesome.
gift. But for me, I wrote down a few things that really are on our last podcast. We talked about stress.
Mhm.
For the last up until last year, I had so much Christmas stress but I just didn't want to do Christmas. And last year was the year my mom was dying, as we've talked about. And I said to my family, I don't want to do Christmas. I don't want to do present exchanges. I don't have the bandwidth this year. My mom was
Yep.
dying and
Mhm.
it's just so much. And I wrote down some things about it. And
Mhm.
number one, you already hit on too much money. Too much money.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
even this year, too much money because we're spending this money to make sure that every person we love gets a present, at least
Mhm.
a present.
Yeah.
And then for me, and I don't know how this is for other people, but then I also feel like it has to be equal because
Yeah.
people need to know that they're equally loved. So I'm running around the malls and the stores, and thank goodness you can do some of it online now. But even so, oh, I got to find the right thing for this. It's not like I was walking in the mall and I saw, oh, Raquel would really love this book. I'd love to buy it for her. And I just send it to her. No, it's like I'm in
Yeah.
the mall and I'm like, what am I gonna get for Raquel? What am I gotta find the perfect and oh
Yep.
no, she wouldn't like that. And oh, I guess this would be okay. And there's so much stress in that
Yep.
because
Yep.
if you give a person that the gift doesn't really match them, then they're
Yeah.
like, do they really even know me at all? I don't this sweater's so ugly, I would never wear this. Like, I mean, how many times
Yeah.
have you received a gift and you're like, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember giving gifts that I gave Tiffany a gift one year that was I went to Costco and there was like this wellness basket and it was just a bunch of crap, but I couldn't find the thing that said to me, "I love you, Tiffany."
Yeah.
So I was like, I guess this will work. And I saw her face when she opened it. She was like, huh. And I was like, oh shit. But it was like the stress of this capitalism has us thinking we show people how much we love them through the gift that we give them. And it needs to match their personality. And you're not just doing that this is why I like birthdays so much more than I like Christmas now, because one person at a time. You have time to really reflect. But when you've got a Christmas list of all these people, you're like, okay, the perfect gift for Raquel, the perfect gift for Matthew, the perfect gift for Tiffany. How am I supposed to find all this in a limited amount of time? And then I always had this thing I had my children and I was also raising my sister's children. So I wanted them to be equal across the board. So I
Mhm.
would do 3 gifts for each of them and the monetary value had to be about this is how I was so into perfection. The monetary
Yeah.
value had to be the same.
Yeah.
Then I did each of their stockings and those had to be the same and they had to be of value to this. And my daughter has memories of I got all this free samples one year from Burt's Bees from my
Mhm.
work because I worked in the
Yeah.
natural food industry and I put Burt's Bees in everybody's stocking. And my daughter, my oldest, was just so disappointed that I would pick out Burt's Bees for her. And it wasn't about that. It was about filling that stocking.
Oh no.
Yeah, because she's like, "Oh, my mom can get that at work. That's not special."
Oh no.
Right.
Oh
So it's like I'm trying my best to
yeah.
fulfill all this. And then also children are having reactions to,
Yeah.
"Oh, my mom must not know me. My mom must not love me." Meanwhile, I'm just trying to equalize the stocking situation. There was a point when I had my dad and his girlfriend, my mom and her boyfriend. I had my ex-husband and his girlfriend come over. I had my nieces and nephews. I filled 14 stockings on Christmas Day, and
Oh.
it all went on credit cards.
Oh.
And putting all of this effort into it, and I just don't want to do it anymore.
Mm-mm.
It just
Mm-mm.
it's like ludicrous to me now because I now also think about it as, oh, they got Burt's Bees. Nobody really wanted it. It went in the trash can, right? It's in our
Mhm.
landfill. I'm not
Yeah.
dissing Burt's Bees. They make really great products.
Yeah.
And then I think the biggest thing that I've learned from that whole thing is I was trying to make people feel loved.
Yeah.
And it's just that's number one, you can't do it through gift buying.
Mhm.
But number two, you really can't make people feel your love.
I don't know. I'm gonna push back on that a little bit. I think you
Yeah,
can make people
pushback.
feel
I
your love.
love it.
I
I
think
love
you
it.
can, yeah, yeah. You can you can make people feel your love.
How?
Um, through action.
What if they don't recognize the action?
I think there's many ways to tell people that you love them. Yes, you tell them, but it's also through action, and it's through. I mean, yes, gift giving is a love language. I do know
But
that,
you
but
can make them feel your love through your action?
I mean, if they're just like,
Can I do
completely, if
something
they're
for
completely
you?
broken and don't know, and their hearts have been ripped out and they don't have the ability to feel love, that's on them.
We can do loving things. I love this. This is a
Yes.
great debate. I love this. We can do things out of love. We can do things for one another because we love them, but we can't make them feel our love through what we do. They have to be open to feeling that. My sister,
Yes,
Raquel,
they do have to be open to receiving it. Yes.
my
Yes.
sister used to say to me, "How come mom and dad don't love us?" And I would go, "What the hell? They love us?" She's like, "No, they did blah, 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 or blah, 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 or whatever." I'm not going to hash that out. Read my writing. I hash that out plenty. But, but she didn't love herself. She couldn't feel their love. She didn't feel my love. I loved and adored my sister so much.
Mhm.
I did things constantly to try and prove my love to her. She
Yeah,
did
I
not
see your
feel
point.
it.
I see
You
your point.
can't make a person feel your love.
Yeah, I get your point. I get your point. Yes,
I
yes,
win.
that is true. You do, you win.
I win. I don't want to win. I just, yes, if you did something kind for me, I would feel your love because I'm open to it. I know that you love me. I would feel that
Yes.
love flowing from you.
Okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yes. Yes, you do make sense. Yes. Yeah.
I think.
No, yeah, you do. You do. You're totally making sense. I totally get it. Yeah.
All right, we're running out of time.
Okay. Okay. I have one question.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I've had several. But anyway, given all the change that life inevitably goes through,
Yes.
are there, we'll call them traditions, rituals, whatever, that you want to tie to the holidays, whether it's on the actual days or just in the season, that you want to tie to those days going forward?
Well, that's a great question, and I want you to answer it after I answer it.
Okay, I will.
I told Gabby about Thanksgiving this year. I said, I'm going to have a party because I want to do it. We're going to do all the holidays this year the way I want to do it. And she said, "Didn't you always do that?" And I said, "No. I followed a lot of traditions and a lot of family things just because that's what we did. That's what we always did." And after we had that conversation, I started thinking, what do I want to do? There's a lot of traditions I love. I love the stockings, even though I said I
Mhm,
had to do 14 and I had to fill them. I really personally always loved opening my own stocking.
mhm,
So if I had one to move forward, it would probably be that. But what I really, really want to focus on during this whole holiday season, starting at Thanksgiving, actually all year, I want to do it with birthdays too. I want to focus on relationships, not the presents,
mhm,
not the activities, not even the food, although all of those things will be part of it.
mhm,
I want to connect with people that I love during the holidays. I'm really excited. And I know that this is stressful for him because he's never done this before. I'm really excited about Matthew coming to meet my family because I want them to know him and love him the
mhm,
way that I do.
mhm,
And I know that that's scary. I would be scared if I was going to meet his family for sure.
mhm, mhm,
And then I have so many littles in my life. I have my nieces and nephews. I'd like to make cookies with them or do some ornaments. So remember those little ones we got to paint when we were kids?
yes!
I would love to do that with them
That's awesome.
because I have some of those from when I was a kid and they are hanging on my tree and they look terrible. I love those ornaments.
Yeah.
I would like to have them over and paint
Mm,
or I don't know, eat candy canes together and watch, Frosty the Snowman and sit all snuggled up on the couch, and but I don't really wanna do presents and stuff like that. I wanna I love your idea of cooking with your friend. Like, that's your
Mhm.
really close friend, and the 2 of you are sharing recipes with each other and cooking and having a glass of wine and laughing, and that I think that is a beautiful holiday.
Thank you.
What
Yeah.
about you? What kind of traditions do you wanna
Well, again, like you were saying, it's about the emotion of it all, right? I want to connect more with the feeling behind the holiday.
Jesus.
And no, no, no,
I'm just kidding.
no,
I'm
no.
just kidding. I'm really gonna get in trouble on this
No,
one.
no, no. But I was just laughing because I reacted really quickly. I was like, no, no, no. Well, don't say Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure people are gonna be like, Raquel's gonna burn in hell. Yes, I know already. I want to connect with, yeah, like the feeling of the holiday and what it's supposed to mean.
What is it
You
supposed to
know,
mean?
well, for Thanksgiving, gratitude,
Uh-huh.
giving thanks. Doesn't have shit to do with Columbus or, Puritans and Pilgrims and all that shit. Doesn't have shit to do with them. For Christmas, it's Christmas for me should be about love, um, for the people in your life, the people you love, the people that are in your heart. And that's what I want to try to celebrate. And I keep thinking I want to, and it's probably going to take a little research on my part, but I want to have some sort of intentional ritual around holidays, celebrating winter solstice. And,
Yeah.
yeah, like, and I want to know more about that. I know next to nothing about how I would do that. But, like, I don't know, something about, I don't know, lighting a candle, meditating, or calling on my ancestors, or I don't know, but I want to try to build rituals around the holidays that don't have anything to do with commercialization, that have more with going inward and feeling the love that's supposed to be at the core of those holidays.
Mhm.
So that's what I want to learn more about. And hey, listeners, if y'all know some good resources for me, let me know, because I mean that's the kind of I think I feel like I really want to go more spiritual, I guess, with all of this, and I want it to be far less commercial. I want it to have more meaning
And ritual. I hear you
and
saying
ritual.
ritual.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like I want some ritual around the holidays. Even like rituals generally, just in like the passing of the seasons, right? Like whether it's a full moon, or it's the autumnal equinox, or like those kinds of things. Like I want to be more in tune with that kind of stuff and have rituals around those so that I can acknowledge these things and be more intentional about it and not just being pulled along through life.
Yeah, I love that idea. When you said bringing Christmas back to love, I thought, "All right, Jennifer, you should quit joking about the reason Jesus being the reason for the season."
You can
Because
still joke about it. That's totally fine.
yes, except that there are some true Christians who really believe the message of love. And
Mhm.
to those people, I don't want to make fun of. No, I want to
Right,
be very respectful that
right.
for them, Jesus is the ultimate love, gave the ultimate love, and I respect and honor that. So
Yeah.
I don't really want to joke that much about that. And then there's the commercialization of it. That's what I want to make fun of.
Yes, yes, yes.
And then the other thing I want to say is we have mentioned the holidays that we celebrate, but there are so many holidays during the holiday season
Mhm,
that
mhm.
I really don't have a whole lot of knowledge about.
I know a little bit about Hanukkah, not enough to say anything. People I only know like a little bit because what I hear from friends of mine, but I have, and this is on me, I haven't taken the time to really learn about Hanukkah. I know I know far less even about Kwanzaa.
I don't know anything
I
either.
know nothing, which is, you know, kind of shameful. But you know what?
No.
I'm not shaming myself on this. I'm just like, you know what, there are other traditions that I just don't know anything about.
Yeah, well, my only point for bringing it up is that we have talked about the things that we know about, but for our listeners, we also want to honor all of the holidays that you might
Yes.
be celebrating that we're not celebrating. I guess what I want to say is I wish you and your families the best in your traditions and rituals. And I think I'm speaking for both of us now,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you did for me. I
Yeah.
think we want to show respect and
Mhm.
love. And we hope that you and your families also enjoy your rituals and your love with your family as well.
Mhm.
Or if you're solo,
Yeah.
whatever you're celebrating. I think that there are a lot of people that are alone during the holidays for what I know people that don't actually have any family. There's none left, and I
Mhm.
wish all of you the best as well. Like
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love what you said, Raquel, about creating your own ritual for yourself because I've been listening to Beyonce's recent album. I can't
Mhm.
remember what it's called while I've been running. And
Renaissance.
Renaissance is so good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's this song that comes on when I'm running, and it's all about "You're the love of my life." And
Mhm.
every time I hear that, I think of myself. I'm like, "Oh, I'm the lo I'm running, I'm doing this for myself, and I'm running, and I'm thinking, 'You're the love of my life.' I'm thinking of me. You're
Oh.
the love of my life." And if we were all truly that, why wouldn't you make yourself I mean, maybe you want a meal. Why wouldn't you make yourself the best meal for the love of
Mhm.
your life?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh God, I love that, Jennifer.
You're the love of my life, right?
Right.
We should each I shouldn't say should. I shouldn't say should. I should. Ah, it would be cool, I think,
Yeah.
if we were each the love of our own lives because then we would have so much love for everyone, love for
Mhm.
all the children of the world.
Yeah. I love that. Wow, that's beautiful, Jennifer. Yeah, we all should be the loves of our lives.
No more shoulds.
No more should. No more should. We're working toward
We
being the
could
loves.
choose to be the loves of our lives. And then I believe, Raquel, stepping on that just a bit further, if I am the love of my own life, then I can feel love for others. And then your actions would make me feel love because I already have it. And for my sister, it could have been the same. If she had been the love of her own life, she would have, my parents loved the fuck out of her. She would have felt that love.
Wow, I just I I think that's a beautiful way to end our holiday episode of wor- it- be be the love of your own life. Be the love of your own life.
And listen to Beyonce's
And
album.
listen to Beyonce. So happy holidays, Beyonce. Thank you for making us think about being the loves of our own lives. Maybe that's not
Yeah.
what you were intending, Beyonce, but that was the impact.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy holidays, y'all. However you celebrate or ritualize or don't, however you take care of yourself, how however you spend those days, happy holidays. We are so thankful and grateful for you. Thank you. Thanks everyone for listening today. We will be back with more Madness Cafe next week. You can find us on Instagram at Madness Cafe Podcast or email us at madnesscafepodcast@gmail.com. Bye.